Was Noah's flood a real event? The ancient Sumerian culture mentions it, but what about Egypt, which is so often mentioned in the Old Testament? Egypt does have a few flood stories, but a world flood myth does not show up in Egyptian mythology, unless it was overlooked. Let's go back to ancient Egypt's first myth, their creation story. The ancient Egyptian creation myth starts with the god Ra splitting the waters of chaos by creating Shu and Tefnut. Now here's some food for thought, and we can take this line of thinking right down to Noah and his sons. The Egyptian myths begin at the end of the biblical flood, when the earth had started over. The waters of chaos were the destructive waters that had drowned the earth. Now, according to Ernest Alfred Budge, who could read hieroglyphics as well as cuneiform, the original story was not that the god Ra split the waters of chaos, but an older god named Atum, or Tem, or Temu, depending on the translator. This is an image of Atum seen riding in a boat. He is always seen in a boat. Even the shorter hieroglyph of Atum still shows him in a smaller boat, more like a bowl. Is this the ark? Is it a coincidence that Atum and Adam, the first biblical man, have a similar sounding name? Noah is technically the first man to step on dry land after the waters of the flood had receded. I am arguing that Noah and Atum, or Temu, are the same figure. In Gilgamesh, the figure of Noah is called Utanapishtim, and it relates that the gods deified him after the flood, which means he would have been a god, even to his descendants. The Bible supports this in Genesis 9:2, when God tells Noah, "Into your hands they are delivered." Now let's compare Noah's sons to other ancient Egyptian gods. Noah's sons were Shem, Ham, and Japheth the elder. So let's start with Japheth. Technically, there is no J sound in Hebrew. It's Yapheth. Yah means God, so it literally means the god Pheth. Also, there is no F sound in Hebrew, so the PH in Japheth is not Japheth, it's Japeheta. So it becomes something like Yah-Peheta. Compare that to the Egyptian god Ptah, or Ptah. Pretty darn close, if not on target, wouldn't you say? This is the difficult part, is that sometimes in Egypt the gods take on the roles of other gods, and especially with the most ancient gods, it's hard to say who gave birth to who, but I'm going to go with the Bible on this one and say that Ptah is the son of Tem, or Atum, that Noah is the father of Ptah, Japheth. What about Shem? It's pretty darn close to Shu. I have a feeling that the M in Shem might have something to do with Mu, as in Temu, or the mythical land of Mu, which I also argue is an older name for Egypt, but that's only speculation. What about Ham? Well, his line was cursed, so maybe he didn't actually make it to the Egyptian pantheon. Perhaps. Interesting, right? Well, that's all for now. Thank you so much for your time.